Hello and welcome back to Connected Ink and this session that we called the Connected Ink Global Canvas. We're live again from the Wacom Experience Center here in Düsseldorf. So this is our workshop here in the Experience Center, and we've got students from a creative high school here around the corner, and they will support us for this session. And of course, we have our artists from the Sunday Sketching Collective back online again, who are going to manage the canvas and share some inspiration and talk through the session, which will last maybe an hour or something, give and take. So enjoy this, and on to the ladies from Sunday Sketching Collective to maybe share the prompt for this session.
All right.
Yeah,
hello,
good.
welcome. We didn't talk about this again, but I guess I'm the new one, so I will introduce this. We are the Sunday Sketching Collective. We are people from Hamburg in Germany, and we used to hang out every Sunday to sketch together, which we are not really doing anymore because pandemic. But today we are here together, and we have set ourselves a prompt, which will be the personification of chaos. And each one of us will cover basically a life part in this person's existence. So yes, we'll go from young with Jenny over Olga, and then me, and then Shmö and Irina. We'll all cover different aspects of this, of the life of the creative chaos. So yeah, hang in there. The people who are with us from the Wacom Experience Center will be basically doodling around. I think they know our prompt, so maybe they will join in and show us their rendition, or they will just, you know, be creative and add some chaos to this. So yay, yeah. Enjoy.
Just add chaos.
It is a very broad prompt. So since we're going to draw different age groups, feel free to sort of fill in age groups we're not really covering, or just do the same age group, or just whatever comes to mind when you're drawing chaos. It's just something to have your mind work with.
Yeah.
I have no idea actually.
Yeah,
no, we totally planned this.
So I am drawing a teenage chaos. At least that's my plan.
Yes. Do you already have?
We'll see what will happen. A teenage creative chaos. It's still about creativity. I don't think we are talking about like general life chaos. All kind of chaos.
Whatever.
Do we have limitations on the chaos?
I don't know. Mine is kind of, because I'm drawing mum chaos, and I was like sort of thinking drawing while managing life in general with a kid, and cooking and drawing and doing everything at once, because that's what sometimes it feels like, because it just is a lot when you're doing your mum, and it becomes very chaotic and also creative, how many things you can do at once. I always find it hard just to really know how big you're actually working on this canvas.
Yeah, but I think if you zoom in a bit, it's fine. It's a huge canvas. I think you should be fine. So go even a bit bigger.
Sorry.
Hello.
You can always scale it down or something.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm drawing an elder person, something like we all didn't experience yet in our lives, but somehow just to imagine how it might feel to be an elder person and maybe not have like the same possibilities to work anymore, or like, I don't know, have shaky hands or decreased eyesight or something like this might have an influence on how you work as an elder person, or how you handle creativity as an elder person. That's something I want to draw today.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Mine will be a kind of college student, university person, age kind of person. I got the best words today, guys. It's an experience.
Yeah, talking is hard.
Day.
It's underestimated how hard it is.
So yeah, I will kind of focus on the overwhelming part of having all the chaos in terms of you got your studies, and maybe you got, a side job, and maybe you got so many friends right now, they all invite you to parties, and your life is a mess. You're eating noodles from a bucket and don't have any savings whatsoever, so you're wearing your kindergarten hand-painted t-shirt. I don't know, I'm just spitballing it, but something like that. And I'm not really getting into it right now, it's so late. Okay, let's start over.
Jenny.
Yes, I'm very much still in the discovery process of all of this. I'm gonna draw like a little kid. I thought maybe around 6 or something. And I was thinking like how was that, like what was what are the chaotic, like most chaotic parts, but like I was still having like that whole creativity in mind. Wow, I'm trying to stall a bit, I have to feel, because I'm not 100% sure where I'm going. Okay, let me start again. Like I'm thinking that like kids often bring creativity into like that they're supposed to do something, and then in the end you have chaos, but it's very creative, and they kind of like you look at it and it's like it's such a mess, but it's also so cool. And I was kind of going with that vibe, but I'm not 100% sure where it's gonna go. So I was kind of, because I was a bit exhausted after the first session, I kind of said, okay, I'm just gonna trust my creative power, and everything is gonna be fine, and something cool is gonna come from it. So this is where I am.
Great. It sounds great what you have in mind.
Yeah, I like it.
Thank you. Are you guys, like, I wanted to ask that earlier because it's very important and I never got to ask it, but are you somebody who flips their canvas, or are you not?
Yes. I always flip my canvas.
Yeah, whenever you remind me to flip it, I do it for a while. Like now I will flip it for a while again, and then I haven't flipped it before, no.
I always flip it.
Is the person who reminds us to flip the canvas.
Yes, always flip your canvas, guys. It's important.
You're taking nothing else away from this, but this.
If that's the only thing you learned today, guys, yeah. I'm happy. Yeah, it's
true though.
Nice to refresh your eye and see where your drawing is kind of wonky. So
yeah, totally.
Do it.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm still drawing wonky stuff, but at least I'm aware of it.
It's so easy in Magma also. There's just this little button.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's right there. It's in your face, basically.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Flip me.
The curly hair of the girl. How curly are we talking?
I mean,
I'm going with a cloud curly right now.
Cloud curly. Okay. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, hair structure changes over the time or during aging, yeah, totally. So it's okay if it changes.
Yeah. I agree.
And I think cloud curly is good because that's so chaotic. So that's good. Curly hair's very good. I don't know if you did it on purpose or subconsciously, but good choice.
I also just like drawing cloud shaped hair.
Yeah, it makes something so much so simpler.
So true.
And it looks so nice and poofy.
Somebody drew a dot in my space and it's like right in my character's face.
It's probably me again. It's something with it doesn't always recognize that my hands are my hands,
Sure. I bet you that it does to find out when I'm getting annoyed.
Yeah, because I have time for that. while I'm panicking about my drawing.
I knew it. You're a bad person, Olga.
So mom jeans for a mom.
Of course.
But the knees are ripped because she's still stylish, or she's stuck in stylish from 2000 and something. I don't know. Are ripped jeans still a thing?
I don't know.
I think Gen Z are making fun of our ripped jeans, so they are not cool anymore.
They are?
Well, but then that fits the mom, doesn't it?
That's true.
They are also making fun that we all have side partings, like all we as millennials.
Yeah, that's true.
My sister always has a middle parting in the hair, and I'm always like, okay, that seems to be maybe her thing, but I don't know. I also see that a lot in her generation.
I'm struggling with the problem that I do the faces that I draw. And I'm trying so hard right now to not mimic the character's face I'm drawing right now.
But no, let it go. We're not watching.
No, you are not.
I'm always drawing with my tongue while I'm drawing. Like my tongue is doing weird things, and it looks really stupid on camera. So it's great for live streams. I always look absolutely stupid.
Enjoy these professionals at work, people.
Yeah.
I actually didn't think about how I look while drawing. Thank you.
There you go. You're welcome.
Taking more away from this here.
Okay.
Ooh, I like the bottom one where there's this kid being sucked into the computer. No, I don't know. Is it a window? Or is it his creative energy being sucked into a computer? I don't know, but I like it. It feels authentic.
Or maybe the computer is calling to him.
It could be a window. I'm not sure if it's a computer or a window.
Maybe it's both.
But it looks really cool.
Yes, true. And I think there's something like maybe Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service with the bow
totally
and the
Kiki
cat.
with the cat. Ooh, Kiki's got the best artist representation of the girl in the woods.
Oh yeah,
she's
like my life
the ravens. I really love her.
I want to be that girl.
Yes. I mean, how far away does she live from the town? It was like she was quite far in the woods, so but she still could go to town if she wanted and needed to. So I think that's quite nice.
So my teenage creative chaos is struggling with this teenage dilemma of trying to be cool and edgy and also having all those other conflicting feelings. So she's hiding her sketchbook so nobody sees what she's drawing in there.
Oh.
Because then they would see her real feelings.
This is a bit disgusting, but this teenage person carrying the sketchbook, I remember how my sketchbook had a mark where my hand always was, because it was like a natural paper outside, and it was getting muckier and muckier at exactly that point where I used to carry it around. Just like
I think that happens to sketchbooks. It's like, was it like a paperback sketchbook?
It's still happening to my sketchbook. Don't say it's disgusting.
But no, but it's like a fat fingerprint area exactly in that point. I don't know. I think I didn't have it after that because I didn't use these sketchbooks anymore. They're not, because the paper wasn't so good. They're from this local bookshop we have, Gustav Javits, where they're very cheap, but also not that good. I might even have it here.
The cheap things would always be best quality.
Well, the Tiger Shop books
that is true.
For euros are incredible, and we are so unhappy that we can't find them anymore.
Yeah,
I have
they were just
some
too
left
good.
if you want one.
You have some left, Irina?
Before.
Yeah, I don't use them actually. I can give them to you if you want. I think I have 2 or 3. I have to.
I also still have a bunch, like 2 or 3 in my shelf sitting.
Okay, you can come back to it when you're done with them.
Yes.
I don't have any. I would buy one from you.
I'll give it to you. You don't have to pay for it. They were cheap.
Olga, did you draw into my drawing again?
No. Would never do that.
Of course not.
I have deleted
maybe you can push your drawing down a bit, just a little bit. On the canvas, there's nobody drawing there, so you could maybe push it down slightly.
I don't have anything in your drawing right now.
I was asking if you had something in my drawing, but then somebody else, I think it's Jenny.
What?
Not me. Not
Yes,
me.
that was me. I'm having that problem again. I'm sorry. I crashed
No
before
worries.
and it did weird things.
It's all fine. Are you okay over there?
What? Me?
Yeah. It sounds so
Yeah, I just wanted to
there it is
change
again.
the. Yeah, I wanted
undid
to change the
your
clothes.
erasing.
Yeah, because I do like the pose, but I don't want to have the jumper anymore. Because I had a better
Yeah,
idea.
but-
So.
Your stroke was back in my area.
Oh no! Oh no! Sorry. Wow.
It's okay.
It's late.
Is that happening to anybody else? Am I always the person who gets other people's drawings in there?
But I don't have it, but I think there's nobody on top of me to draw. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm respecting Shmu's space, so yes.
Thank you, Irina. You're a good friend.
I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just my fat fingers.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not taking it
Probably my
personally.
hands are just sweating so much that it's just.
All right.
Yeah, you all
Was
wanted
that
to know
too
this
much information,
right?
right?
No, never too much information.
So are there any questions from the Wacom Center?
Or the chat.
Or the chat?
Both.
Is everybody having
You're still
fun
alive?
drawing on the canvas?
They have left us.
Someone listening to us, or are we alone?
Is anybody home? Hello.
So actually, the people here in the Experience Center, they're busy drawing, as you can see, on Wacom 2 and Wacom 3, and I think somewhere else we've got another one drawing away. We've got one person who had the typical situation of a creative block, like creative chaos in a character. What is that? Maybe that's a good chance to pick up the conversation there, like how to deal with a creative block when you're sitting in front of a blank canvas and you go even blanker than the blank canvas. Any tips?
Yes.
I was blank before this canvas because I was like, oh my God, the stream before was so intense and I just had no idea what to draw. And I just went walking and still had the same problem in mind of this creative chaos character. And it plopped in my head automatically. So it's really so, I mean, it's an old saying, but it really works. I think that when you don't really know what to draw and you've got the possibility and you want to, maybe just sort of free your mind, go outside, have a quick walk. Doesn't have to be far. It was like in the first 5 minutes that it came to me. So I was like, yeah, okay, that works for me.
Yeah. I think a change of scenery is always good. Also, if it's just stepping away from your blank canvas for 5 minutes or so and not looking at if you have drawn anything or not, and not pushing more pressure on that. And then coming back with a fresh eye can also help.
Actually, like I think I heard somewhere some nerd science thing that walking actually helps double because something activates in your brain from this forward movement of pictures in front of your head. So for some reason, it creates some neural pathways or whatever. So it's actually science-based that it works. For me, riding a bike does wonders. I always have my best ideas while I'm on my bike. But in case of like having to be creative like really fast for this live stream, like now, I always try to like dig in my own memory and like my own experiences. So because I'm drawing a teenage character, I'm trying to remember how it felt for me as a teenager trying to draw art, and also dealing with all those feelings you have as a teenager, because a lot of stuff is happening in your head and in your body and around you. So I'm trying to kind of conjure my edgy teenage self for this. So she has a lot of really black eyeliner because she's really edgy. And everybody has to know that she's different.
Yeah. You are edgy when you're wearing a lot of eyeliner.
Are teenagers today still black eyeliner edgy?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
They always look like supermodels. Like,
yeah.
It's impressive. They do like this, nude makeup, and their perfection it's insane. It's just
and there's like 13 or something, like God, or maybe even 10.
Because of YouTube tutorials, we didn't have that. Yep. We only had light blue eyeshadow.
I think also for me, like coming back to a creative block, for me it helps if I have the opportunity to actually switch tools. So if I want to or have to do a digital drawing, starting it on paper can help for me to get my creative juices flowing and not obsess too much. And the Control-Z going back and undoing what you just did button can be a curse in that regard. So if you have to actually commit to what you're doing by drawing on paper and not, preferably even in ink, so you can't erase that stuff, that can be very freeing actually.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's a good thing. I also like browsing through photos on Instagram. I have like a save folder. I use the save function a lot on Instagram, where I just sort of have some hashtags I follow, where I have like inspirational photos come in. Like there's one, that's for me because I draw lots of nature, so I've got Quiet in the Wild and hashtag Quiet in the Wild, and lots of people post really beautiful photos there with lovely lighting situations, and that's for me often something which gets my imagination going, and then I just sort of see somebody walking through that landscape, or just sort of something which can happen there. And that's always where I turn to when I really don't know what to do, but I still want to draw. And if that doesn't work, because you're like creatively sort of completely depleted, which happens more than often, then I just sort of like to practice, like just sort of drawing anatomy or drawing horses or something, whatever, just what comes to mind. Because then I feel like, okay, even if I can't draw at the moment, I at least don't lose my my sense of drawing, because I always feel like when you don't draw for too long, you feel like you got two left hands when you start drawing again. So I don't like to lose that continuous drawing ever.
You're very disciplined on that, because when I am in a really deep creative block and I don't have to do jobs and finish anything, I just don't draw, because I'm like, I'm allowing myself not to.
That's totally good. I just hate the feeling of not being able to draw and it not working. So I just sort of, it's self-defense in my case. I just can't stand that feeling.
Yes, I think it's different for different people. Like for me, when I'm in an art block, it always has something to do with perfectionism and like the fear of not getting the artwork right and drawing ugly or something like this. And if I just stop drawing, I just will not start again, because it won't get away like without drawing. So actually I have to draw a lot, and I have to just the stupidest things, just put them on paper to get the creative juices flowing again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have an art block and you can't draw, just draw. I mean, it's also douchey, but it's true. You know, just sit down and draw whatever you see, or just start with something and don't put pressure on it, and it will.
But I really think it is important to take the breaks. So I think
absolutely.
I give you permission to not draw, but don't do it too long.
That's also good.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, if I stop drawing for too long, it gets harder and harder to just start again, because the perfectionism won't go away by doing my break like forever.
That's true, but the good thing is that if I stop drawing for a while, at some point I start missing it. So then I really want to draw, and even if it feels awkward at first because I feel like I'm a bit rusty, it's still, I have like the wish to draw, and it's not like a burden. So it's different. It depends on your situation. Sometimes it helps to power through and to draw something just to get out of the rut, and sometimes you need to just relax and not draw and give yourself permission. You will not completely lose your abilities of drawing. It's a little bit like riding a bike. You will remember when you start again.
Yes. Also, sometimes
you just have like some awkward hours or something.
Also, not comparing yourself to others, or trying to feel, not to sort of envy stuff, but to just, I always feel like I get worse and art blocky when I envy too many people. I sometimes have this, that I see other people's art and like, wow, I want to do that too. That's the great energy which comes from this other artist. And sometimes I'm like, I want this so bad, and then you feel bad about yourself because of this. So I try to feel like, oh, good for them that they found something that they're so good at, and that they're doing this so well. Sort of just changing the perspective slightly makes such a huge difference. And when you're generous like that in your head, then this mean feeling that stops you really from producing goes away, and that's what helps me often.
Yeah, a tutor in a creative writing workshop that I attended a couple of years ago has put it into an image, and she said, think of your creative block as a literal box, right? You're stuck in this box. And she was like, okay, envision this as a box, take one step back. You can easily walk around it because there's nothing that's going to stop you from venturing further. And every time I'm stuck in like a creative dead end, I'm going like, okay, let's put this bullshit in a box, throw it out the window, and start it fresh.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes the laptop flies out of the window with it, but that's another story.
We're not perfect people. You know, we find our ways, or we don't.
So what kind of noses did you give your characters? Okay, it's a stub nose. Okay.
But they also grow with age, so it's okay.
Yes.
Basically, everything grows with age.
Except for your body size, you start shrinking at some point.
Yes. Maybe everything else stays the same, just the body gets smaller. That's also a possibility.
Sorry for my background encroaching on your drawing down here.
How dare you?
I know how mad it makes you.
Yeah, I know. You all just
Shame
here to
on me.
upset me.
Yes.
Why did we invite Vera again? So much fun to annoy her.
Remember last time?
Oh, and then I drew a line in her picture. It was so much fun.
I'm giving my edgy teenager a lot of edgy patches on the back.
Nice. Edgy. Are they drinking tea? No, they're probably drinking coffee, right?
when I was an edgy teenager, I had on my backpack a Barbie doll who I wrapped up in in this medical bands, which I covered in red colors. It looked like blood, so it looked like she's like a murder victim or something. So this is how edgy I was as a teenager.
Oh my goodness. I think you win the edgy game, Olga.
I think so too.
Yeah, you totally do.
We don't even try.
No, I only had the black eyeliner really. And I hung out with a lot of guys and like played ego shooter video games and stuff. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's edgy.
I drew a comic for a boy, or like a sort of I was in love with, and all our experiences together. And he just, I don't know. I really wish I didn't give it to that douche. Sort of, I would like to see those drawings again. And I sort of like, he's gone and never to be seen again. But I would like to have those drawings.
Can't you find them on Facebook or something?
I don't know. It was like, but it's a different circle. I think I might never. No, I don't know.
And does
I
he
really
have
want to see
drawings
these.
still?
What?
And
Does he
what
still
did you
have
say?
them?
I
No
don't
one knows
know.
it.
I don't even know if
Sorry.
he valued them.
Yeah.
Did he not say thank you or anything?
He was, when he was 15. He's like this teenage boy who was probably just wanting to, I don't know, he was basically more into sports than into girls, to be honest. I don't know, it might have been like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
put it somewhere. That's what I
Maybe
imagine. Anyway.
You should have gone play soccer with
Like-
him or something.
Yeah. I don't even remember how it ended.
What was it, the one where you imagined yourself as a hamster in his pocket or as a squirrel in his pocket? I have
Hold
a
on, what?
vivid memory of a
Hold
drawing.
on,
you made.
what?
Oh, that was in preschool.
Okay.
But I love the
Okay.
drawing you made of this. I think you posted it some time ago.
Yes,
I was
yes.
just like, oh, it's so cute.
That was 9-year-old me's
Okay.
perception of love. Being a
Oh,
hamster in
wow.
somebody's pocket, being close to him.
But it's
Oh,
still a
wow.
cute perception of love.
Maybe a little bit stalker-like, but okay.
Maybe a bit
But he
problematic.
knows he has this hamster in his pocket.
Yeah, he put me there.
Does it though? Oh my. That's actually very adorable. Little
Yeah,
Schmoo.
now you're talking. First you make fun of me.
No, I love it.
I've been
I
made fun of all night long, so no,
True,
sure.
true. Everybody gets their fair share.
Yeah. Wow. I actually drew like a picture book for one of my ex-boyfriends. Like I don't know. We used to have this thing where we told each other stories for bedtime.
Aw.
It was very sweet actually. And
Made up stories?
Yeah, made up
Oh,
stories.
cool. Yeah.
And then I drew one of those, and he still has that book.
Aw.
Cherishes it very much. It's very sweet actually.
Well, you can actually see it, can't you? You can sort of say, can I have a look at it, or just sort of scan it or something?
Yes. Yeah. So I just wanted to rub it in, Shmir. You see what I'm doing here?
Yeah, but you know what? I think it might be better to not know, because I mean I was 15 and the drawings probably were really crap, and in my head they're like, whoa.
No, I bet they were beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, now
Yeah.
it would have mattered if they weren't that good, because it was a memory. So that's fine. That's fine. Part of the journey. But I remember drawing them in France in the rain while the
Oh,
This gets
wow.
better and better.
yes.
Yes.
It's a bit of a
Story
Taylor
is
Swift
just-
story.
Oh, wow. This is amazing. Welcome to the stream, guys.
Where old ladies are talking about their younger.
The story gets better. I was selling
Okay.
tractors, and mean, the father was selling his lawnmower thingies on a carousel at some sort of fair, and I was sitting in the car. I didn't know why they took me, because he had to work, and I was sitting there in the rain. I was like, okay, I'll draw. I'm so happy I can draw. And I've got this, that wherever I am, I've got my own entertainment. So I think that's something you can't take away from an artist.
Yes, and
That
it's
is
still
very
something
true.
that always is there.
Yeah.
By the way, the dirty secret of my teenage chaos is that she is drawing sparkly vampires.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I love that. That is perfect.
But she's so edgy on the outside that nobody can know.
Can you add one of these 90s choker thingies, these plastic ones you got out of a gumball machine or something?
Yeah, we'll try. She doesn't have a lot of neck here, but I will.
That's fine. You can also just nod if you don't feel it. But
They are also trendy again.
they are. That is true.
Here you go.
It's
It looks
shocking.
like a telephone cord around her neck.
I love it. I mean, maybe that's her edgy move. She's like, I don't need these. I will just use this telephone cord and use it as a choker, which is totally different from all the other chokers that people wear.
Yeah.
What tips would you guys give to your younger self when trying to make it as an artist?
I'm not sure if I am making it, but I don't know. That's a very tough question.
I know. You can take your time to think about it. Maybe then I just thought I'd throw it out there. Maybe I'm still thinking about this as well.
I've got a variation on this question.
Oh,
Bring it on.
What is the worst career advice that you ever got from somebody else?
Huh.
To not draw like I do draw, because it's too commercial and sells too well. Quotation marks. But actually that was my illustration professor, and it was weird. It was not what
Actually, now I know like what would be my advice. I would say to my younger self to trust myself and not listen to old men and their opinions about art.
yes.
Because I also had experiences with art professors who had opinions, and they messed me up for many years because I thought that everything I like is wrong.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I wanted to say.
I think I have to be boring and just really agree with that wholeheartedly, because like trusting yourself is worth so much, and like you take so much time doubting yourself when you're young or even when you're getting older, and like putting more weight on other people's opinions on what you do and what you should be doing is actually taking away a lot of the time that you could spend just doing whatever the hell you want to do, because it is probably really fucking great. Really great.
Yeah, because it's just like those people, like they have their opinions are based on their life experience, and maybe they were valid for them, but I feel like everybody with all our weird preferences, like even if your favorite topic to draw are I don't know, manga animals or cat girls or something, like really that you feel like nobody gets it. I feel like there's always a way that that your specific voice is something interesting that somebody else is interested in. Because
there's a niche for everything in the internet, and always, and I think there's so beautifully many ways to sort of explore everything. I think because not every way in the internet, or as an artist not in the internet, are for everyone. But I think that there are so many that just sort of pursuing art and sort of trying to give it a visibility and just showing people your art and sort of pursuing that direction in some way. I don't know, because to me it was always just sort of going, I don't know where I want to go. I just want to do art, and then sort of went with the flow of that. And I feel like that works in most ways. It's just, I think for me, it's always just been doing it wholeheartedly and doing it, trusting myself in a way. That's, as you just said.
Yeah.
And it's not, and I think I would probably tell my younger self, it's not that hard. So to me, it was always like, oh my God, the starving artist, you'll never make it, this isn't a job, stuff like that. And maybe back then it wasn't that much of a job, but today I feel like being in the industry, knowing that there's so much out there and that there's enough to go around. Like I was like, oh no, if there's one illustrator doing a book, then there might not be another one, but there's really so much.
Yes, I think the internet changed that a bit too, because self-marketing is so much easier now with the internet than when I was a kid or a teenager, when the internet was basically in his baby shoes. No social media, no anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Did you guys have a plan B as a backup?
Nope.
Medical education, PhD in something, astrophysics or something.
Yeah, besides that, of course.
That kind of plan B.
I feel like I kind of started with plan B at some point, because I felt like I was afraid, because everybody told me so, that I can't make it as an artist, as a job. So I decided to study communication design. And I thought that I would become a designer, like doing layouts for magazines or websites and so on, because I thought drawing is actually not a real job. So I started with plan B, and then I realized that I don't like it and that I can actually work as an artist. And that's what happened.
I think I had the similar thing. I also started with graphic design, which was more but I also went to my school because I knew they had a comic teacher, and I really didn't think much about what I would do with it. I just thought, okay, yeah, I can sort of draw. And I don't know, maybe I was a bit naive in that way, but I was like, oh no, okay, I'm doing this. We'll see where it goes. Probably I think I was thinking I would do storyboard advertising. That's because that was the only thing I thought might be a thing where I could draw, because you don't really know much what needs drawings in a big amount, when you start out.
Yeah, similar for me. I also studied communications design, and I also hated it. I mean, it was super interesting. Also, like learning a bit about like marketing, psychology and stuff like that was super interesting. And learning different programs was pretty cool. But in the end, like, it just led back to animation and illustration for me, which was like for Olga as well, oh, this is not a real job, you can't do that. But hey, it turns out you can actually. So here we are.
Yeah, I think for me, the whole thing started a little bit later, because I actually started like studying, and I was still on a 3D path. Like I wanted to do like 3D art, like become a 3D artist in the video game industries. And then I just had like a teacher, like an art teacher, like who did a lot of life drawing and a lot of like anatomy and stuff like that. And I kind of never saw like drawing as a career till that point. And then it suddenly like just flipped. Like I was really drawing a lot when I was a kid, and then I kind of stopped when I was going to school, and then it kind of started again when I went out of school. So I kind of always feel like all the artists are always like, yeah, I always drew, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't. Like I doodled. Like I was always kind of having a pen in my hand, but it's like like during my
That's
teenage
drawing.
years. Yeah, sure, but it was like I didn't have any like deliberate practice or anything. Like I would spend so much time doing other things. Like I never really focused on drawing ever. Like it was kind of like releasing stress a bit, but it was like, or like when I was bored, or when I was listening to stuff, basically. Like I think when I need to focus, I like to draw. So yeah, that kind of got me into it. And then actually it was always plan A, I think. Like things just fell into place. Like suddenly like someone came and was like, hey, do you want to be a concept artist intern? I was like, what, that exists? What is a concept artist intern? Okay, sure. And then
I will do it.
yeah, sure, of course. Give me money for drawing. Cool. and then I just went into the like computer games and stayed there for a while. But I never did have another career, I think, or like wanted to have another career then after like that. What were your career plans before you started doing that? Like wanting to do art? Like had you had like when you were a child, children? Wow, it's really late. When you were little, when you were little, what did you want to be? Like I wanted to be a seed biologist.
What the hell?
wanted to be
That's so
Carla
weirdly
Kolumna.
specific.
Yeah, that is very specific.
I think
But that was like for the longest time.
First, I wanted to be a warrior princess, and when I realized that that's probably not a real job, I wanted to be a movie star because I wanted to be in all the cool movies with the warrior princesses.
I think Olga is still not sure if that's not a real job.
Yeah.
So and now I'm drawing warrior princesses basically. So it never changed actually. It's just like, yeah, I guess I just always wanted to be a cool girl or draw cool girls.
Yeah, I never had I want to be a tiger trainer or something like that. I think I never really had a plan. I was like, I'm going to school. Now I'm not in school anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. I like to draw, so here we are. I know people. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, same. I mean, I think the most concrete was a Carla Kolumna, but I was very early on realized that I'm not very good at writing, so gave that up.
Oh, Kolumna.
I think I realized in the 4th grade, so that's very early, and I just never really thought about it much. And like when you go to with school to like there's like a center for telling you what you can be, and then they said, oh yes, you can be the choir, you can lead a choir because you like singing. I'm like, okay, that doesn't really make sense. I mean, you didn't even ask if I'm good at singing.
For everybody who's not from Germany, Carla Kolumna is a reporter.
Oh yes, I should have mentioned that.
We're almost getting towards the end of this session.
Oh no.
Yeah. And this time, as I understood the production team in Tokyo, it's going to be a fairly sharp end because there's more sessions timed and scheduled right after this one. So the chance for final remarks and comments and stuff that you wanted to mention and forgot in the last hour. I really like how this canvas is taking shape, and also the additions here from the Wacom Experience Center on the bottom part of the canvas. They look pretty cool.
Yeah, super cool.
I think everybody was sort of thinking along the lines of creative block and how to tackle it, inspiration. I see cat ideas coming through the open window onto the desk. Oh, we've got a biological approach up there as well, but like, what is that? a cell structure and bumblebee.
I'm just using my time to add some annoying teenagers in the background.
Yeah, you are quite a show off all that. I will have to finish this later. That's like a bummer.
Yeah, I will have to do some details later too.
Yeah, me too. They're all turning out so awesome. Oh man.
I love all of yours. I think they are making a great family. A great life story.
And it's so cool that they actually do look alike.
Yeah,
so they do work as a
character model, on model.
Well, not if not on model. I think the idea is transported because of the ages, and I think that sort of works with these curly-haired characters.
Maybe we should add our Instagram handles again so people can see the final illustrations when we're done, because we won't get done like in 2 minutes.
Good.
Very good idea. Thank you, Alina.
Of course.
I mean, Olga can draw a bunch of crowds in the background still, so show off.
And
I'm definitely going to share the artwork sooner or later.
Maybe Olga should just finish all our drawings because she can make it in 2 minutes.
She clearly has too much time.
She's getting bored.
More difficult prompts, I guess, next time.
Yeah.
Yes,
for
please,
Olga
even more
only.
difficult.
No, we are all drawing the easy one, and Olga's getting something very elaborate, with a lot of research.
Yeah, or throw random stuff at her and let her make sense of it all.
Yeah. Or Olga has to draw with her feet or something like that.
Or I will drink a bottle of wine first and then I will try.
That's also acceptable.
But maybe I will get better. You never know.
You can't risk it.
All right. I think that's it for this session before we get into trouble with the other speakers and creators and artists and people around the world waiting for the next session.
Do we wave into the camera
Thank you so
again?
much.
Thank you.
Yeah, probably we do. Let's see how this works, because we're live here and you're remote and I can only see with half an eye what we're doing actually. So yes, waving at the camera I think is a good sign. So they know that we found an end. Thank you ever so much for joining us here, for taking over this session. Artwork is as usual amazing, and I really like the different takes on what was it? Creativity, creative chaos, exactly. And also the students here from the Experience Center who were brave enough to join in. I think the sketches at the bottom part of the canvas turned out really, really nice. Yeah. So thanks a lot. Stay tuned. There's a lot more coming here in Connected Ink, especially at 7. Hang on. In half an hour. In half an hour, there will be something like a digital comet flyby somewhere on an app or live online. So I'm not sure how that's going to work, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty impressive. So stay tuned. Thank you, everybody, for this session. Do the wavy thing. Maybe Japan is picking this up, or the guys in the back. Otherwise, we're just going to make a fool of ourselves waving randomly in the camera. But it's 7:30 here in Europe, so I think it's time to get a little creative.